Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time visiting this channel, I would like you to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so as you all know, we are still in the recovery phase so far as the forex market is concerned. Yeah, last time I told you that things are not really smooth so far as the currency market or the forex market is concerned. Those in my Telegram channel will testify to it, and we've started seeing some form of recovery. All right, yes, we've started seeing some form of recovery so far as the forex market is concerned. That is why these days I don't really give more signals. All right, I give less signals, but the less signals I even give are swing trades. All right, so at the moment we are still in the swing trades I posted just about two weeks ago. All right, yes, because I mean the intraday price action is kind of rough. Yeah, the intraday price action is rough to me, but the higher time frame perspective so far as price action is concerned is so clear. That is why these days I really giving more of a swing trades rather than intraday. All right, yeah, so as usual, let's go through these few pairs and then see what the market has for us going into this week. All right, yeah, so last week the dollar index, I told you I'm expecting some form of retracement to happen. All right, and we realized that we've seen some form of retracement. All right, we've seen retracement on the daily. All right, I'm still expecting to see price. I'm still bullish on the dollar index, so I'm expecting to see higher prices going into this week so far as the dollar index is concerned. All right, yes, let's go to the yes, so this is what happened. All right, this is what happened. I think Thursday or Friday I posted on my Telegram channel that a perfect AMD price, a perfect AMD on dollar index. So when I say AMD, what I mean is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Yes, so when you see price in consolidation, the next thing you should expect is manipulation, and by seeing manipulation you want to see a fake out. All right, yes, so manipulation, and then we saw a distribution. And when did this manipulation happen? That was during the FOMC. So they used the FOMC to manipulate. All right, so during the FOMC we saw this massive move to the downside, and then the next day we saw price moving up. All right, yeah, so that is why I say accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. That is the power of theory. That is basically what I normally teach my mentees. All right, the power of theory. Yes, so whenever you see a consolidation, we wait for manipulation. All right, so whichever way price moves to after the consolidation, that is the manipulation, and then you expect to see what distribution. All right, so in this case, once I saw this, I knew I was just waiting for the manipulation, and they used the FOMC for the manipulation. And once the manipulation was done, I knew definitely we see price move up to attack this liquidity here. So yeah, so that is that for the dollar index. So going into next week, I will still expect to see price move to the upside. Yeah, so I'm still bullish on the dollar index. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. All right, yeah, let's look at what is happening GBPJPY. Let's figure out what is happening GBPJPY. Yeah, so I'm still bullish. All right, I'm still bullish on the dollar index. My bias hasn't changed. So if in case I see a change in bias, I'm going to alert you in my Telegram community. Yes, so let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. For a while now, I've been bearish on this pair. Yes, I've been very bearish, and I'm still bearish. All right, at the moment, look at what is happening. Last week, this is what happened. All right, we saw price moved up, and I knew it was going to move up. All right, I definitely knew price would shift to this area, and then we see a continuation to the downside, and clearly we are seeing that. All right, so going into next week, I want this relative equal lows. All right, let me even take this line off for it to be clearer to you. I want to see this equal lows cleared. All right, I want to see this relative equal lows neatly cleared. We fill this liquidity void you are seeing here, and then I want to see these lows too being attacked. Yes, so going into next week, I'll be looking for sell opportunities, because look at this, look at the monthly. I always tell you that the higher time frame is king. The higher time frame is king. So if you are seeing things on the lower time frame and then it's so rough, move to the higher time frame. It's going to give you a clearer picture. All right, yeah. So going into next week, I'll still be bearish. All right, at least I want price to come to continue moving to the downside to this area. All right, then from this area I'll look at how price is going to react, or how price is going to break this level and then attack these lows. All right, yes. If I see any reversals too, I'm gonna alert you on my Telegram community. So at the moment, all right, I'm still bearish. All right, at the moment I'm still bearish on GBPJPY. So I want to see all these liquidity, all right, all this liquidity being cleared, and then I'll see what happens. So going into next week, be looking for sell opportunities. All right, be looking for sell opportunities on GBPJPY going into next week. All right, be looking for sell opportunities. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening AUDUSD. So AUDUSD, I'm still bearish on that pair. All right, yes. So look at what happened. All right, look at what happened. We saw this is what happened during the FOMC. All right, this is what happened during the FOMC, and then the following day we saw a massive movement to the downside. Yes, so going into next week, I'll still be bullish. All right, I'll still be bearish on this pair. Just that before I enter for any sells, I would wait for price to break this low. Yes, I'll wait for price to break this low. Let's move to lower time frame and then see things clearer. Yeah, I'll wait for price to break this low. Once it breaks this low, I will wait for price to come back for a retest, and then I'll start looking for selling opportunities to the downside. Yeah, so going into next week, that is my plan so far as the AUDUSD is concerned. All right, that is my plan so far as the AUDUSD is concerned. I'll look forward to see price break this low, and then I'll wait for a price to come back for a retest, and then I'll see price push to the downside. Yeah, so that is my expectation on AUDUSD. So be very much particular about this level. All right, that is, yes, this level, that is the 0.70427 level. Yeah, that is where I will expect to see. Once I will expect to see price break. Once it is broken, I'll wait for a retest, and then, because look at this is a rejection block. All right, this is a rejection block, and another trader too will say this is a bearish engulfing candle. All right, that tells that, I mean, there are still sellers in the market. Yes, there are still sellers in the market. So at the end of the day, if you are seeing this, whenever there is a reversal happening, I always look out for a rejection block. I always look out for these candles to show up. All right, look at this. Once these happen, we saw what a massive move. So once this two has happened, I will expect a massive move to the downside. Yeah, so be very, very observant whenever you see these type of price action, where you have a bullish candle and then the next thing you see is a strong bearish candle engulfing that bullish candle. That will set up the stage for a continuation to the downside. All right, and on the other hand too, whenever you see a strong bearish candle and the next candle is a strong bullish candle engulfing that bearish candle, it should tell you that there's going to be a reversal, all right, to the upside on a higher time frame. Take note of that. On a higher time frame, I always want to see these things happening on a higher time frame, not a lower time frame. All right, yes, because I mean, just as I say, the higher time frame is king. Most of the times the lower time frames are, I wouldn't say annoyance, but whatever happens on the higher time frame, I'm much convinced more than whatever happens on a lower time frame. So that is just that for AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening on NZDUSD. So for AUDUSD, NZDUSD, same plan, all right, because I mean they are positively correlated pairs. Yes, so just as we saw on AUDUSD, look at what has also happened on NZDUSD. All right, a strong bullish candle and a strong bearish candle engulfing the previous bullish candle. All right, so that also sets up the stage. All right, that also sets up the stage for a bearish move. All right, and yeah, so going into next week, I also want to see these lows being cleared. All right, yeah, let's move to the lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour and see. Yes, I want to see these lows being cleared. Once these lows are attacked, all right, once these lows are attacked, clearly I'll wait for price to come back for a retest, and then I'll look for price to move to the downside. All right, so going into next week, I'm bearish on NZDUSD. Yeah, I'm bearish on NZDUSD going into next week. So that is my plan so far as NZDUSD is concerned. Let's look at what is happening on EURCAD. All right, so for EURCAD, I think last week I made you aware that I'm waiting for bullish prices. I'm waiting to see bullish prices on EURCAD. All right, I'm waiting to see bullish prices on EURCAD. I'm waiting to see, so I'm still waiting. All right, yes, because at the moment I've started seeing that bullish signs. I've really started seeing that bullish sign, so I'm patiently waiting until I see things much clearer for myself. All right, yeah, so we've seen this structure being broken. All right, so next week I'm going to see how price is going to react, because so far as these liquidity words are concerned, they are likely to be filled going into this week. Yeah, so I want to see how price is going to react. If it should get to this bearish candle we are seeing here, all right, yes, so on a lower time frame, we've started seeing price breaking structures. All right, on a lower time frame, we've started seeing price breaking structures, but on a higher time frame we haven't seen this happen, especially on the daily. Yes, on a daily there hasn't been any major break in market structure on the daily. All right, yes, the major break in market structure I would expect to see before I see some signals, or before I see some buy signals long term, is if should price break this high. All right, let me just take these lines off for you to see things clearer for yourself. All right, the major structure that I want to see broken, all right, so far as the higher time frame is concerned, is these equal highs. All right, yes, let me take up this line too. Let me take up this line, because at the moment I'm still waiting for them. I'm not doing anything on this pair if I'm not seeing any bullish move. All right, yes, so I'm expecting to see this. Once this structure is being broken, all right, it will really give me the go ahead to start looking for bullish. Once I see this happening, whereby this structure is broken, it will give me the clear indication that yes, price has set up the stage for a bullish movement. All right, yes, so once it happens like this, I'll just have to wait for price to come back to that zone, and then we start seeing that happening. All right, at the moment I'm not seeing any bullish signs on the higher time frame. All right, because I mean for the lower time frames, yes, because if you look at this here, this is going to be a major structure on a lower time frame, but I'm waiting. All right, I'm still waiting. I want to see price show though that bullish reversals or bullish signs on a higher time frame before I jump in. All right, yes, so that is my expectation on EURCAD. Yes, I'm waiting for the bullish signal. Without it, I'm going to keep my hands. All right, I'm going to fold my arms and then see how this is going to react. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. So NZDJPY, I'm bearish. Yeah, I'm still bearish on this pair. All right, yes, I'm bearish on this pair because higher time frame is really giving us a bearish indication. There's nothing that is telling me to buy on a higher time frame. Look at what is happening. Just look at what is happening. Let's move to the monthly time frame and see. There's nothing on a higher time frame that is telling me to look for buy signals, because look at what happened. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the whole price action. Just look at the whole price action of NZDJPY. Look at this. All right, it made this high, came back to clear that liquidity here, went back again. It failed to break this high, came back. All right, tapped into this other block, and you saw price move to the upside. It cleared this liquidity, failed to break this high also. All right, if you observe and you see that it just came to fill this liquidity void we are seeing here. Yes, it just came to fill this liquidity void we are seeing here. So the next price action I'm expecting is a bearish movement, and then later on we see a reversal to the upside. So on a higher time frame, everything is showing bearish. On a higher time frame, everything is showing bearish. So for NZDJPY, I am still bearish long term. Yes, I'm still bearish long term. So far as price action is concerned, I'm still bearish. Yes, I'm still bearish. So next week, I would want to see these lows being broken. Once this low where my eye icon is, once I see that broken, we are going to see a very massive move to the downside, and that is where I will start adding more positions so far as NZDJPY is concerned. Yeah, that is why I'll start adding more. So I want to see these lows being cleared, all these lows. All right, yes, I want to see these lows being cleared. Once it is cleared, then I would start adding more, because for about I've been holding NZDJPY source for I think 3 weeks now. Yes, 3 weeks now. Yes, and that is swing trading for you. Yeah, that is swing trading for you. So that is that for NZDJPY. I'm bearish on that pair. So going into next week, be looking for bearish signals. Let's look at what is happening on Euro AUD. All right, let's look at what is happening on Euro AUD. Yes, so for Euro AUD, everything is showing bullish here. All right, everything on Euro AUD is showing bullish. I'm not expecting to see any bearish movement. All right, this structure has been broken. This structure has been broken. All right, yes. So going into next week, I would start to look for bullish opportunities. All right, and just as I told you on NZ, if you remember, I told you something on NZDUSD and then AUDUSD. All right, about these type of candlesticks, about these types of price action. All right, whereby you have a bearish candle, and then the next candle is a bullish candle engulfing that bearish candle. It should tell you that price is really setting up the stage for a reversal, and we are seeing this happening. Yes, so once I'm seeing this, then definitely I would have to go by what price is saying. All right, so going into next week, we might likely see price retrace a little bit just to fill this liquidity void, and then we see price move to the upside. So going into next week, that is my plan so far as Euro AUD is concerned. Let's look at what is happening on AUDCHF. all right, yes, let's look at what is happening on AUDCHF. So for AUDCHF at the moment, price is in, I would say this is a consolidation. Yes, I would say this is a consolidation, but let's look at what is happening on higher time frame. So on higher time frame, we've seen multiple wick rejection. All right, yes, setting up the stage for at least a bearish movement to fill this liquidity void before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, yes, before we see a continuation to the upside. So going into next week, I'll see how price is going to react. All right, within this zone, I'll see how price is going to react within this area. All right, this is more or less like consolidation to me, so I'm going to fold my arms and then see what is going to happen. All right, so this is the daily. All right, but if you want to trade, you can, or if you want to pick up some scalps, you can. All you have to do is you take this range high and then range low as your daily range. All right, so that you make sure you trade between those ranges. Yes, so that is that. So going into next week, but for me, on the lower time frame, things are rough at the moment. I'm not seeing any clear price action on the lower time frame. All right, yes. So I'll stay on a daily and then see how price is going to react within these areas. All right, I'll stay on the daily and then see how price is going to react within these areas. Once we see a break above or a break below, that is going to give me a clear indication as to what to do next. Yes, that is going to give me a clear indication as to what to do next. So that is that for AUDCHF. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. All right, let's go what is happening NZDJPY. So for NZDJPY, it is giving us a bearish signal. All right, unlike the AUDCHF where we are seeing some form of consolidation, but for the NZDJPY, it is really giving us a bearish signal. All right, my target is these lows. All right, yes, my targets are these lows. So going into next week, I want to see price continue that bearishness. All right, it's going to be a long trade. Yes, because looking at this is a daily time frame and looking at where my target is, yes, that is just that. All right, that is just that. So going into next week, I'll still expect to see some bearish signs. All right, yes, I'll still expect to see some bearish. So be looking for sell opportunities on NZDJPY going into this week. Yeah, going into this week. Yeah, be looking for sell opportunities. At least, if not for anything, wait for these lows to be broken. Yes, wait for these lows to be. Once these lows are broken, wait for a retest. Your first TP should be somewhere here. All right, your first TP should be somewhere here, this low, and then your TP2 or TP3 can fall between any of these areas. All right, yeah. So that is just that for NZDJPY. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. Yeah, let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. So GBPJPY, EURJPY, you should know that they all move in the same direction. Yes, you should know that they move in the same direction. So this is that. All right, we saw, so just as I said earlier on the dollar index about the accumulation, manipulation, and the distribution. All right, yes. So we saw price accumulating, and then the next movement was the manipulation, and now I want to see the distribution lower. So going into next week, this week, I'll still be looking for bearish opportunities. All right, yes, I'll still look for bearish opportunities. Let me take this off for you to see things clearer. All right, yes. So far as EURJPY is concerned, I'll still look for bearish opportunities to clear these lows. All right, because the accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution, that is the power of what TV for you. All right, that is the power of TV for you. So I want to see price move to the downside to this other block you are seeing here. Yes, then from there we'll see where price is going to move to. All right, yeah. So that is just that going into this week. All right, yes. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do me that favor, click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get notified as soon as possible. As you are subscribing to, it also gives the opportunity to someone out there to also see the works I'm doing and for the person to also benefit. If you haven't joined my Telegram channel yet, just look through the description box below. The link is there. Be part of the fluxforex Telegram community. I always tell you that big things are coming. Yes, I'm just taking things on a slower level. All right, yes, I want things to fall in place on a slow pace. All right, yes, I don't want to rush in doing things. Perhaps I'm in my second year. All right, yes, I'm in my second year of trading, and I like the way things are really moving. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell, and look through the description box below to join my fluxforex Telegram community. Yeah, so that is just that going into this week. I wish you all good luck and good trade. Don't forget to practice proper risk management. It's very important. All right, yeah. So that is just that. I'll come your way again next week.